Hey everybody, Tim and Miranda here for today's episode of the Umbrella Academy, Season 2, Episode 7, called...
Oga for Oga.
Oga for Ooga! Oh, I can't even say that word.
It's Oga.
Oga. What did they look it up in the yellow pages?
Oh, because they think that it's a person. They think it's Oga, and then
Olga.
their last name is Feroga, or...
Olga Feroga?
Yeah, and they find a Olga Feroga, and the...
We're gonna find you! We're gonna kill you!
And it's an old lady that answers the phone. And Luther's trying to be nice about it and stuff, and then Diego just takes the phone and he's like, we're gonna find you and kill you.
Becomes
then,
like Taken.
Yeah, and then Five comes in.
And pulls a U.
It's eye for an eye, you guys. Like,
it's Swedish.
It's Swedish for eye for an eye.
I hope you have a lovely day. Thank you. So, anyways, did not know that. I don't speak Swedish. Although my grandma was Dutch. So I feel like I should have at least heard this at some point in my life.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, my grandma's name was Arloa.
That's adorable.
Yeah. So, she was a bitch. It doesn't matter. So, over right off the top, skimming the cream. What'd you think?
It wasn't a bad episode. It was...
We're almost done.
Yeah, we are almost done. I feel like they kind of run out of things a little bit, though.
Okay.
Just based off the plot line in this. And it's a bit more... It gets back to that emotional thing.
Okay.
Like, the mentality of it. So.
Okay. Probably the first part I absolutely loved. Probably my favorite. Where it's weird because it's hard. Five is played by a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
Even though he's supposed to be 14.
Yeah.
But he looks 16. So anyways, he's played by a teenager. And, like, you know he's, like, a 50-year-old man.
Yep.
And I think it was season 1 where you actually see glimpses of him as an old man.
Yes.
And the first time you see him as an old man, you're like, oh shit, I get that he's an old person in a young body, but to actually see him, it's jarring. And you know that he did a lot of stuff while working for the commission. Mm-hmm. But again, you never see anything.
No.
Like, all you see for Five is he's in love with a mannequin named Dolores, and he wants a damn fine cup of coffee.
Yep.
And that's it. This, I think, is the first time you see him freak the fuck out.
Yeah.
Which I love, because I also think this is the first time you hear the word fuck in the show. Where he's going for those fucking fudge nutters!
You guys, I didn't hear it when we were watching the episode.
Even though we had it with subtitles.
And this one had to back it up just so that we could hear it again and so that I could read it with the subtitles.
But it's so soft. Because he says, like, you mother fudge nutter. And you're like, oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
And then he says, you fucking fudge nutter. Yeah. Like, he actually says the word fucking there. And I was like, oh my god, I think that's the first time they've said it.
Yeah.
And even though we have subtitles on and you could read it, she still wants to argue with me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why you argue with me at this point.
Because I thought he said fudge nutter.
But still. But, like, part of me wonders, like, if it was the actor trying to, like, slip it in there.
Maybe.
Like, ooh, look at me, I can swear.
And no one caught it.
And nobody caught it. So that's, I wonder that. But we see him go batshit crazy, going after AJ, the fish. Still my favorite character for the season. Going after the board, because we know that they hide in different parts of time.
Yeah.
Right now they're in 1982, and he just assassinates all of them. So that way, once the handler's in charge, she will let the family go free.
And go back to 2019.
Supposedly. So, overall, we see Ben still being in love. Oh! What it is Ben and Klaus. Mm-hmm. And Klaus is like, no, you can't take my body. And Ben slowly keeps getting closer and closer. And he's just like, don't be suspicious. And, like, Klaus, like, starts to fall asleep and wakes up, and Ben's right in his face. And he's like, fuck! Because as soon as Klaus falls asleep, Ben's going to steal his body. Yeah. That's what it is.
Okay. Love
that. See, the bad part about taking notes when you're drunk is the next day, you're like, the fuck does that mean? So, love it. We covered the Swedish thing. Ben being inside Klaus is just kind of all sorts of awkward. It reminded me of the Scooby-Doo movie. Because I love where Klaus is like, don't touch me down there. No going downtown.
Yeah, don't go down there.
And he's like, unless you want to. And it's like, God damn it, Klaus.
First thing that Ben does
is like
opens
what's going on? But like, did you see the Scooby-Doo, like the live action where they switch bodies and she's like, I can look at myself naked.
Yes.
So that's what it reminded me of. But I mean, Ben and Klaus have been like brothers since they were small children.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they've seen each other at some point.
Oh, I'm
like,
sure
so
they
it's just kind of a weird.
Well, especially Ben
situation.
just hanging around Klaus.
Like
when
for
he's dead.
years.
For years.
Yeah.
In years. So I mean,
and clearly, like Klaus has like been around.
Yeah.
So I don't know that whole thing. It was funny. Like, don't get me wrong, it was really great. But it was odd when you start like to put sense into it. Mm-hmm. But why would you try to make sense of anything between Klaus and Ben?
No.
So whatever. Luther going for Allison. I don't even remember.
I don't know what you put. Okay.
Carl has confronted Vanya to be like, I know you're a lesbian with my wife.
Yep.
Get out of town. Which actually ended up a lot better than I thought it would.
Oh, yes. I agree.
I was expecting some, like, boys don't cry shit. Like, some really hardcore bad stuff going down. So, him to just be like, get out.
Get out.
Which, realistically, like, the whole show has been relatively PC.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the whole thing where like the sit-in with Allison and Chestnut, in real life, it was so much worse
than that.
And there was so much more derogatory, but they don't do any of that.
No.
So realistically, as far as language goes, this show has been extremely PC. So, I mean, for better or for worse.
Yep.
We find out that, where Ben is inside of Klaus and trying to flirt with Jill, and Jill's like, let's have sex.
Right here, on the lawn.
Right now. Making dirt angels.
Yes, making dirt angels.
And he's like, what? Like, it's my first time. What are you talking about? We did this already. Oh, turns out Klaus is already banging Jill.
Oh, darn.
So again, like, I don't know if he's bi, if he's just kind of a whore.
Well, because they did say, like, she did say that it was 3 of them, her and then that dude with the glasses.
Really? I thought it was another girl.
No, it was that dude with the glasses. Which I realized that towards the end of the episode when they were like leaving.
Okay.
And they actually say his name.
Where he wants to be the prophet?
And now I can't remember what his name is.
Okay. Well, see, I thought they had said 2 girls.
No.
So it was Klaus and 2 girls. And I was like, so he's like extra bi or something. No. I don't know. Okay. So that's... Nope, not going there. Okay, interesting thing. Little sandwich stuff going on. 5 and Vanya's standoff is fucking awesome.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Who would win in a fight?
I feel like Vanya would.
I do. Like,
I really
hands
do
down.
think Vanya would.
Like, I mean, granted, he can teleport, but even with his assassinating training, like, all she has to do is make, like, a bubble.
Yeah.
And I always think of, like, the dinner scene from, like, last episode or 2 episodes where she's like, I got this! Ding!
Ding! So basically, like, the whole point of this episode is 5 trying to get them all together in the one spot to go back home.
They have 90 minutes to get everybody together
and so
to go home. Because the handler threw him under the bus.
Yep. Oh, that's what that was. Luther goes to get Allison.
Oh, yep. So Luther goes to try to save Allison. Yep. Which, I mean, realistically, like, fuck. Even if it was just me and my husband Jordan, if I had 90 minutes to make that man do anything... We're going to be fucking late. So, 5 trying to get 7 people all at the exact same place, spread throughout Dallas. I mean, that was doomed before it began. Yeah, he gave it that good old college effort. Yep. But no, that was done.
Yeah, because 5 goes to get Vanya, Luther goes to get Allison, Diego goes to get Klaus, or in this case, Ben at the time.
Oh, and then they hug. They have that great moment.
Yeah.
So from here, that's where it basically falls apart. Obviously, it doesn't happen. I think Luther and Klaus are the only ones who make it.
Yeah, Luther and Ben.
Yeah,
because Ben
and the whole scene where they're like shoving each other out of the body, and then he just throws him up.
It was kind of gross, actually.
it was so like it was overly done. Like it was like spewing and white, and I was like, "What did you eat?" Ectoplasm.
But Ben did get him there on time, so.
I mean, yeah, that says something about Ben.
And then
nobody else fucking made it. Lila and Diego had their thing where she's burying him, and it's like, Okay.
Like, what the fuck?
Which kind of goes back to her conversation with her mom, where she's like, if I told you to kill him, would you?
Mm-hmm.
And she hesitates, and she's like, well, fine. So I'm assuming she's trying to prove herself to her mom. But,
maybe. When Allison is telling...
Allison's trying... Yeah, Allison's trying to get there. Like, talking to him about... What is she talking about? It's
I think she wanted to bring him with her.
Yeah, but they're already fighting at that point. I don't remember why. Because they're
why.
so drawn out. And then she opens the door, and the Swedes instantly punch her in the throat. And,
so that she can't say, I heard a rumor.
And which she does anyways,
yeah,
and it's fucked up.
Yeah, it is.
Like, it is beyond... So, just to jump to the end of that, 2 Swedes down, 1 left to go. The Lost Girl to go. Which I still don't get, because I haven't seen that, but... That's all people are talking about online.
I know, because it's a good show.
How great of an actor he is, too. Like, for somebody who's seen it, like, is he good in that? Is he equally as good in this, or are you disappointed?
He's way better in Lost Girl than he is in this.
Okay, because he hasn't done a fucking thing.
I know, and, like, just his acting in this and stuff is so different, because in Lost Girl, like, he's, like, the main, like, hero dude. Like, he's a werewolf. Like,
spoilers.
Yeah. Sorry. My bad. But, like, he's just way more badass than Lost Girl. Like, he actually does a shit ton of things.
Does he talk?
Yes, he talks.
Because he hasn't said a fucking thing.
Like, in this, like, with him not talking and stuff, it just makes, you're just like, what the...
Why is it him? Why? Okay. Because, yeah, so far the Swedes, like, you could cut that whole... Like, this whole season's 10 episodes. If you cut out all of the Swedes, you could drop a whole episode and not miss a fucking thing. So, look, I hated that. The Backstreet's Backs, like, I mean, for somebody who grew up in the 90s, I loved it. Just because it's Backstreet's Back. Like, what else are you going to do? And then that's basically it. Like, it's all that big buildup. Because that's when we get Ben back. That's where he kills the brother, stuff like that. Yeah. Which as soon as he did that, where Allison makes him kill his brother, I was expecting this big battle for him to just wail on Allison.
Yeah.
And he doesn't. He just screams and leaves.
He just screams and leaves.
So I'm assuming next episode, it's going to be
he'll be back?
Beyond fucked. I think he's going to be pissed because he's lost 2 of his brothers now.
Yeah. And one of them, he had to kill himself.
Yep. So, and he thinks the other was Diego.
Yeah.
So this family...
fucked up his life.
Yeah. So I'm expecting a lot of shit to go down next episode. And I mean, we're almost done. We got 3 episodes left.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Overall, I liked it, but like you said, I think it was all build up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
hopefully the next episode is a bit more interesting.
I mean, I liked it. I think my favorite part was just seeing 5 go batshit crazy with those the mother fudge nutters. It was so great. Because as soon as he said it, I was like, that's so cute that they're trying not to swear. And then immediately the next line, you fucking fudge nutter. I was like, oh, never mind. There it goes. Because I was thinking about Stand By Me. Have you ever seen that?
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's such a good movie. But it's a bunch of teenagers. They're like 11-ish. And like they've said, like in the behind the scenes, like we were so happy because we got to swear. Because it was a rated R movie. So that's kind of what I imagine. But anyways, closing thoughts? Anything?
Nope.
Nope.
That's it.
Okay. So let me know what you guys think. I still have no idea how close to this is to the comics. So I don't know. I'm really curious for the next 3 episodes though. Because the comics I think is 3 volumes. 4. I think they're working on the 4th volume. So now I'm curious to see is this going to go 4 seasons or not, or the 4 seasons, or what's going on. So if you guys have seen this, go ahead, let us know what you think, and we will see you guys next time for the 7 stages.